Hi everyone. Hi. So my name's Tom Beach. I'm the CTO of Optimise.AI, and I think only about 9 months, maybe 12 months ago, I presented back to you on something slightly different. But what I'm going to present to you today is what we're doing in Optimise.AI and how we're trying to manage the differences between an idealized notion of a digital twin when we've got lots of data, we've got lots of information, we've got the time and the ability to go off and collect lots of data about the asset that we're modeling, to actually the main case that we find in the built environment and buildings is that actually a lot of building owners don't have an awful lot of data about their buildings. And this comes down to the problem that we identified. Because when we started this journey as a company, we started on working on the basis of, yes, we can get lots of information about a building, we can get a BIM model, we can get energy data, we can go off, we can survey the building, we can get actually lots of information. But 99% of buildings lack data, and 90% of non-domestic buildings don't have a building energy management system, or at least not one that is modern and up to date and able for us to actually extract in a sensible way. And the real development of the problem with that is, how do we actually do anything with digital twins when we've got limited data? So one of the things that we've been proposing as our solution to this is a kind of a combination of semantics, which is a semantic model of a building, formalizing its structure that we build from data the building owner provides, and artificial intelligence, which we use to fill the gaps. And what we've done is we've developed over the years various models that we've built and we've tested from publicly available data sets or data sets of existing buildings that we've been using to let us fill these gaps. And how we do it. So one of the main three things that we are aiming towards is to not make the kind of the data threshold needed to get a digital twin in our platform, which is designed for building energy management, up and running. Okay. And what we're saying is, actually, how can you create something that's approximating a digital twin without an awful lot of data that might need site surveys and lots of detailed O&M manuals, so operation and management manuals, fully specified BIM models. And when we do it with three main sources of data. So we have data from people's energy meters. So we collect that data, and we're able to collect that for a very large percentage of buildings automatically. We use a lot of information that the users input into their system, together with recognized standards and default values, to build what we call our automated energy simulation model, which is a very primitive energy simulation model of the data. And then we fill the gaps using artificial intelligence, our AI models. And what this has shown us is that this is a journey. So we've got kind of two types of digital twin that we offer. So we've got one that we call Predict, which is a low data. So this is for people who have very little data available. It's got limited insights and limited savings possible in terms of energy. But actually, even this is a big advancement on where we find that most building owners are in terms of managing their building energy. And then we've got our more advanced one, which is we call Optimise, which is high data maturity, better insights and better savings. But equally, the data bar is a lot higher for this. We need a lot more data about a building. We often need to send one of our staff members out to do a site survey, which is naturally increases the price and the cost to actually deliver these sort of things. So we kind of see this as a journey. And for people who are interested in saving, in just getting started in this space, we find that actually having this low data barrier is actually really beneficial for people. And what this is essentially saying is that we're going to migrate from a place where minimal data, no problem. We're getting started with only the very simplest data that most people will know about their building. That's obviously going to have the impact and accuracy. But then as we're getting forward to more and more data, we're moving for further accuracy and new insights, incorporating details about the physical properties of their building, such as U values, glazing ratios, possibly sub-metering and IoT devices, Internet of Things. And then actually then for the top level of detail, we break things down into the room level, essentially trying to simulate things on a room basis in the building. A lot more complex information needed, but equally a lot more potential in terms of achieving energy savings. And so because I've only got 8 minutes today, what I was going to hopefully quickly just show you is what this looks like in practice. So I'm just going to switch to my web browser so I can show you what this looks like. So I thought this would be super slick, but there we go. And this is kind of our sign up. And one of the things we've been big on is making this self-service. So people can go in and they can input information about their building. So I'm just going to walk you through a building here in Cardiff about where we are now. Which is just down the road from the office where I'm actually sitting right now. We can pick a building from the map. We pick up its address data. We ask them for various things in terms of their energy, building energy rate, energy information. So we can ask for their energy rates. We ask them for their annual approximate energy usage, and we ask them if they're electricity or gas. We then get the option to try and pair up to their smart meters. So I can't continue past this point on a direct sign up because it's against our terms of service with the energy companies for us to actually pull metering data from a customer that hasn't given their explicit consent. But what we can do is we can pick up their energy metering information, and then we can enter all the remaining information. And then all we ask them to do is give us information like the number of floors, the building's heating fuel, so I can say there's no heating fuel. And then we ask them for the building type, and then we ask them to give us an idea of how many different types of space there are on each floor. And then we use this to create our automated energy simulation model. And if I show you now, because I think I've got hopefully a minute left, this is what it looks like when it's actually created. So this is, as Coin Blue Peter, this is one I made earlier. And so this is a building somewhere, I think this one's in London, and this shows information pulled from their energy meter. Using our models, we're able to break down their energy usage so we can say what we think the different types of energy is being used for in this building. We can compare the building against various metrics and insights. So this is comparing against SIBC metrics for building energy. And we can also provide actionable insights on data. So we provide and we simulate automatically various scenarios that we think actually, what could this actually improve in the building? So this is thinking, what if we inputted solar panels with, oh, hang on, I've pressed the button here on this graph. What if we installed solar panels and battery storage? And we actually say for this particular building, this could actually create quite a significant energy impact. So this is what people are able to do. They're able to pair up their meter, and using our models, they're able to understand more about their energy usage and then dive in and start understanding what their potential savings are for their given building. Now, all of this, as I said, is quite high level because it's built using not much data, but this is infinitely more insight than we've found most building energy users have. And that's me. Hopefully I've been on time.
So, Tom, our first question is to you. How tested is those insights compared to reality? How accurate have you found the end results to be relative to the digital twin predictions?
So with the thing I showed you was our predict tool, which is built off very low amount of input data. So we've kind of found that actually all the measures that we suggest do actually produce energy savings, as you might expect. So they're accurate in that way. We're probably saying that the predict offers around 60-ish, maybe up to 70 in some cases, kind of accuracy. What we have found is actually the accuracy is a lot higher in our other tool, which is Optimise, which is lead a lot extra data. That's probably to be expected when you built something that's been custom built for a specific building with a detailed survey. It's always going to be better, but that's kind of what we found. But as I say, we only launched predict in December last year, so we're still in the relatively early stages of this. So this is based on just a few kind of cases at the moment, so we're still working up our evidence base on this.